Welcome to the Automated Daily, Top News Edition. I'm your host, Trend Teller, bringing you the most important news from around the globe. Today is the 19th of August, 2023, and we have a lot to cover, so let's dive right in. Starting off with some distressing news from Canada, the province of British Columbia has declared a state of emergency due to rampant wildfires. Thousands of people are being evacuated from cities east of Vancouver. The Premier, David Eby, has described this as the worst wildfire season they've ever faced. The McDougall Creek wildfire, currently out of control, has forced thousands of evacuations in the city of West Kelowna, with similar situations unfolding in nearby Kelowna. Over in the Northwest Territories region, more than 19,000 people have been evacuated due to wildfires threatening the city of Yellowknife. With over 1,000 active fires burning across the country, Canada is currently experiencing its worst wildfire season. Moving on to weather news, Hurricane Hilary, a Category 4 hurricane, is expected to hit California, Nevada, and Arizona, bringing an entire year's worth of rain to the region. This is the first time a Category 4 hurricane is expected to hit California, and a tropical storm warning has been issued. The hurricane is moving rapidly and is expected to make landfall over the weekend. The region is expected to experience heavy rainfall starting on Saturday and continuing into the following week. In health news, a study funded by the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases has found that severe COVID-19 may cause long-term changes to the innate immune system. The study examined immune cells and molecules in blood samples from 38 people recovering from severe COVID-19 and found changes in gene expression that led to increased production of inflammatory cytokines. These changes were observed up to a year after the participants had COVID-19. The study also found that blocking the inflammatory cytokine Illinois-6 reduced the altered gene expression and inflammation. The findings highlight the importance of COVID-19 vaccines in preventing severe illness and suggest new leads for therapies. Over in Tenerife, wildfires have been raging, forcing the evacuation or confinement of nearly 8,000 people. The fire has destroyed over 3,273 hectares of land and has a perimeter of roughly 40 kilometers. It is being described as the most complicated blaze the Canary Islands have seen in the last 40 years. The fire is located in the northeast part of the island and is just 12 miles away from the main town, Santa Cruz. The spreading blaze could lead to further evacuations and confinement. The main tourist areas and cities of the island are away from the fire, but access to the Teide National Park, a popular tourist attraction, has been closed. In political news, the Chinese military has launched drills around Taiwan as a warning, following a recent trip by Taiwanese Vice President William Lai to the United States. The Chinese Defense Ministry stated that the drills were in response to collusion between separatists and foreign forces. The exercises involved the coordination of vessels and planes and were aimed at testing the military's combat capabilities. Taiwan's defense ministry reported that 42 Chinese military aircraft and 8 vessels crossed the unofficial boundary between Taiwan and the mainland. Taiwan responded by deploying its own aircraft and vessels and activating land-based missile systems. The Chinese military exercises are seen as a reflection of a militaristic mentality and an attempt to shape Taiwan's national election. Back to health news. New COVID vaccines from Pfizer, Moderna, and Novavax are expected to provide protection against the new Eris variant, which is now the dominant strain in the U.S. The vaccines were designed to target the Omicron subvariant XBB.1.5, which is slowly declining nationwide. Health experts and initial data suggest that the new shots will still be effective against Eris and other widely circulating variants. The vaccines are awaiting approval from the FDA and will not be available to the public for about a month. Eris accounted for 17.3% of all cases in the U.S. as of earlier this month. The new vaccines are expected to be effective against Eris because the strain has a similar genetic makeup to XBB.1.5. A study published in JAMA Network Open has found that a once-a-week insulin injection may be more effective than daily injections for managing type 2 diabetes. The study involved 588 participants from 11 countries and found that the weekly insulin, called I-codec, showed a better reduction in average blood sugar levels compared to the daily insulin degludec. However, there were more episodes of hypoglycemia, low blood sugar levels, with the weekly dose. The researchers noted that while the weekly shots offer flexibility, they may not be suitable for every diabetic. The World Health Organization, WHO, has designated the COVID-19 variant BA.2.86 as a variant under monitoring, due to the large number of mutations it carries. The WHO is currently tracking 3 variants of interest and 7 variants under monitoring. The BA.2.86 variant requires more data to understand its spread, but the number of mutations is concerning. Additionally, the EG5 variant has become a dominant strain in countries like the United States and Britain. A new study warns that as the climate warms, time-traveling pathogens released by thawing Arctic permafrost could pose a risk to modern ecosystems. Permafrost is a layer of frozen ground that traps dormant microbes, but a warming planet could create conditions for these pathogens to return from the past. Researchers digitally modeled the interactions between an ancient virus and modern bacteria and found that 1% of the ancient viruses caused major disruptions to the digital ecosystems. The viral invaders not only survived but evolved over time, throwing the system off balance. The study highlights the need to slow or stop carbon emissions to protect Arctic ecosystems and prevent the release of these pathogens. Finally, in space news, Russia and India are both preparing to launch lunar landers to the Moon's southern hemisphere. Russia's Luna 25 lander is set to touch down on August 21st, marking the country's first lunar mission in nearly 50 years. India's Chandrayaan-3 lander is scheduled to land on August 23rd, following the failure of its predecessor in 2019. Both missions are targeting the Moon's South Pole region, which is of interest due to the presence of water ice. The landers will carry scientific instruments to study the lunar regolith and search for signs of water ice. And that's a wrap for today's top news edition of the Automated Daily. I'm Trend Teller, and I'll be back tomorrow with more news and insights. Stay informed, stay safe, and have a great day.